Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Paul Fitch reporting on the 2nd of July 2022. Apparently, ramblings of a madman continue. I was supposed to be doing a radio show with Lou Collins for Liberty Tactics. We've been trying to do this show for the last 2 or 3 months, to be honest with you, and I'm not going to lie, my headspace for personal reasons with home life and work just hasn't been on it, to be honest with you, and I have sort of been very low-key with regards to any social media activity, just putting the odd post up here and there, not really doing any of my ramblings videos and not doing any interviews or anything like that. But the interview that we plan to be doing, and hopefully we will be doing it soon as my head becomes a little bit more clearer, is all to do with Trump and the white hat and the takedown of the cabal. And I feel like I need to just get this out while I'm doing a video on my own. I've got a couple of notes here to make sure that I don't go off key too much. I'm just going to give a quick rundown. Back in 1999, both John Kennedy and Hillary Clinton were going to run for the governor of New York. Hillary's place was going to be sealed and she was to be the future president of America down the line. They already planned these people and put them in place from bloody childhood, basically, including Obama. And between Obama and Hillary Clinton, there was going to be a 16-year plan, 8 years for Obama, 8 years for Clinton, to take down the United States, the last free bastion for humanity, and take it down from within. And Obama was going to supposedly seize the guns. That was going to be his, and Hillary's would have been the unleashing of the virus and World War III, basically. So yeah, it was all the depopulation plan, and that was all thwarted because basically in 2001 Trump was approached after 9/11 by the military and asked if he would stand for presidency in the future, and he would have the full backing of military who were white hats to help install the traditions and values of America and rid the world of the deep state and drain the swamp. So let's just fast forward to 2016. So 2016, Donald Trump's running for presidency. He gets it. He was never supposed to get it. Hillary was never supposed to lose. She was supposed to win. And obviously that then sets a chain of things in motion. Now, fast forward again, I'm just gonna, like I say, I'm just gonna quickly go over it all and go into it a lot more detail when I do the radio show with Lou in the very near future. So fast forward now, Trump is the president, sorry, and there's a media witch hunt on him straight away to get him out because he was never supposed to be in the bloody first place, and his name has been absolutely shredded in tatters. He's had impeachment after impeachment, lawsuits after lawsuits for anything they can bloody think of. And obviously the latest one now is the insurrection on January the 6th, which wasn't an insurrection at all. It's all skew with the media as part of this. Like I say, everything's got to be exposed. So just a quick rundown of why I personally believe that the takedown has happened. Now, bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I show as much due diligence in any topic matter that I research, and it's always a red flag to me when somebody says, oh, it's a psyop, Paul, don't bother looking at it. Now, this happened with Flat Earth. Don't look at it, Paul, it's a psyops, and it just makes me want to look, just to rule it out and debunk it myself, and then I can move on then safely without thinking, oh, what if it is, what if it isn't, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, yeah, I've shown the same due diligence with this, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not a psyops. The psyops that's going on at the moment, the distractions, is all coming from the mainstream media and the supposed deep state cabal. And I say supposed because they have all been taken down, and these are the reasons why I believe they've been taken down. Okay, so Trump goes on his presidency tour, as a lot of presidents do, and he comes over to England for a state visit to visit the Queen. The first thing he does, or the first thing that we're aware of really, is one, well, he was late, and he's been late on several occasions, just to let people know that he's the boss now when he's in charge. And he stands in front of the Queen. That was signifying to everybody, and certainly those who within the intel, that was checkmate. Checkmate of the Queen. The Queen's been taken out, pure and simple, and the executions started not long after. Okay, so then we'll quickly move on to Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, there's a photo opportunity there when Trump was visiting, and the Crown Prince is the only person who holds this particular sabre. And on the photo opportunity, you've got the ex-Crown Prince and the newly installed white hat Crown Prince standing either side of Trump, and Trump is holding the sabre with the biggest smile on his face. Okay, and like I say, it is just going to be a quick rundown, and I'll go into a lot more detail, like I said, when I do the radio show with Luke Collins. So that's Saudi done, that's the Queen done. Japan, the Sumo Cup. It's pretty much the same situation when the FA Cup goes on. It's normally a royal, the Queen or William or one of them would hand over the FA Cup to the FA Cup winners. So the same situation happens in Japan. The Emperor of Japan would be the person who would hand over the cup to the winner of the Sumo Championship. And there you have Trump, biggest smile on his face, handing over the Sumo Cup. Okay, so that's that. Then we move to China, the Forbidden City. No outside president or prime minister or royalty have ever been inside the Forbidden City. And you can check all these out yourself, it's all there on the internet. Anyway, so the Forbidden City, there you have Trump walking around, biggest smile on his face with Melania in the Forbidden City. Okay, and then he goes over to the United Nations and he addresses the United Nations, and he's basically, in a nutshell, you can catch the speech yourself if you go on YouTube. Basically, in a nutshell, he tells the United Nations that globalism is over and he is all for maintaining sovereignty of independent states to keep their own sovereignty, basically. Then he goes to the EU and meets all the EU leaders, where he is clearly seen, and you can catch this again on video, pushing the leader of the EU aside and standing in front of him, checkmating him. And then he goes to the belly of the snake, to Davos, where Soros and all them are, and basically does what he did with all the other places. He went in with the National Security Agency, who have absolutely everything, every phone call, every transcript, every email, every bit of information, every video on every single one of the deep state cabal, including big corporation executives, so the likes of Mark Zuckerberg and so on. Yeah, so basically Mark Zuckerberg, let's just say Bill Gates, just for the top of my head. Anyway, basically they've all been taken down. This was all done before the Q drops really started. It had to be done that way. They had to be taken out. Minions have been left. Certain politicians have been left in place who have all capitulated. Boris Johnson being one of them, who was seen with Trump with his hands clasped behind his back. In other words, saying my hands are tied. There's been quite a few of them, where you've got world leaders where the hands are behind the back. Have a look at his talk when he went over to Ukraine as well and spoke to Zelensky. You want to see, well, the original Zelensky anyway, you want to see his face. So yeah, it's an absolute picture when he talks about the EU and a few basically future premonitions of what could happen. Yeah, but you just need to see Zelensky's face. So, and he also went over to see Putin, didn't he? Putin was taken out a long time ago anyway. The new Putin that's installed is definitely white hat, and what he's doing in Ukraine, and I've said this before, is clearing up the money laundering and cesspit within Ukraine, including biolabs. So it's all going to come out, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a quick rundown on how they've all capitulated, and it's been put right in front of our faces for those who are observant enough to decipher what's truly going on, along with the Q drops. And with the Q drops, I'm just going to quickly go into it now. I initially didn't pay too much attention to it. It wasn't until 2019 that I really started looking into the Q drops. My head was absolutely frazzled, didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing, spoke to other people, started piecing things together in my own head and coming to my own conclusions. And what we're seeing playing out now is all the deltas, everything that Q has said over the years is all coming true. It's future proofs past. So basically, in the past, 2017, 18, 19, there were Q drops dropped, and now in 2021, 22, we're seeing them in the future playing out right in front of our eyes. So I'm under no illusions that the plan is going full steam ahead. It's gonna get crazy over the next couple of months, and I talked about this in the last video. Everything is down to Donald Trump and the White Hats. Absolutely everything that we're seeing playing out this movie right now. Like I said, they've all been taken out, all the royals, not just in Britain, right across the world, because they're all sick. They're all having hunting parties and eating our kids and drinking the blood. And if those who don't believe that, then there's nothing I can say. It's true, it's fact, it's happening. It's been happening for centuries. Anyway, that's enough of that. So yeah, basically he done a world tour, including going to Israel as well, causing a lot of ruckus there. So yeah, they've all capitulated, every single one of them, and they had no choice but to capitulate. Some, like I say, the really bad ones, the likes of your Prince Philip, the Queen, the Pope, they've all been taken out already. And all we've got now is CGI, dodgy looking clones, latex masks, and a host of trickery they have up their sleeves to convince us that it's business as usual, and it's not. It's got to play out. We've got to see it, ladies and gentlemen. I can testify personally. I've been at this now for over 13 years, and I've had many conversations with friends, family, co-workers, even on the internet. The people just could not be told. I can testify for that. So they had to see it for themselves. The last Q drop that's come down, or one of the last Q drops that come down when he started back up again last week, was it had to be done this way. And like I said on my last video as well, I I jumped the gun because what I was reading intel wise led me to believe that it was going to go down in Easter 2020. Absolutely wrong. Put my hand up to that. And then I done it again in 2021. And then I did it again in 2022. So clearly I don't know everything. I don't work for the intel services. But like I said, in hindsight, looking back now, and the length of time, it's been painful. I'm not going to lie, it's been quite painful, because I don't like being bloody proved wrong. But that's the only thing I've been proved wrong on, is the timing. And the rest of it, I'm absolutely convinced is going to play out. Nothing is going away. Durham hasn't gone away. The election fraud hasn't gone away. Ghislaine Maxwell isn't finished with yet. They're not finished with Andrew yet. They're not finished with a load of them. And the Epstein Islands is just the tip of the iceberg. You've got more underground bases where they keep generations of children where they've been kidnapped, and they've bred them and experimented on them and whatever. It's sickening to even talk about what they've been up to, but yeah. And most people know now. Well, I say most people in the trivia community know, and more people are waking up daily, aren't they? So yeah, it had to be done this way, ladies and gentlemen. There was no two ways about it. We've got to go through it, and I don't think we're anywhere near out of the woods yet. Like I say, we've got the midterm elections coming up in America. They're very important because basically they can take seize of the three branches of the government, the Republican Party. I say the Republican Party, they're not squeaky clean either. They've been rooted out. All the rhinos within the Republican Party have been rooted out, and it's now down to the elections of 2022. Now, since the 2020 elections, obviously we've had the 2,000 mules, lots of other things going on. We've had the watermarks on the Dominion voting system, which was a sting operation. All this is still to come out, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna crank up. Well, the movie is going to crank up over the coming months, and the deep state parts of the movie are going to expose themselves more and more and more, and it's all about exposing the corrupt system, every branch of the corrupt system, from the judicial system, the policing system, the education system, the pharmaceutical system, the military industrial complex system, and so on and so on, so on and so on. It's all coming out, ladies and gentlemen, and even if you're not into Q or anything like that, you must see now, surely you must see some of the things that I'm talking about are actually happening. So yeah, I even put a post up yesterday, and I've still got people saying, oh, nothing's going to happen with the customers of Maxwell and Epstein, and nobody thought that Maxwell would have been tried and put in prison, and nobody thought that Epstein was going to be tried and put in prison, or R. Kelly, or Kevin Spacey, or Weinstein. So they're all interlinked, they all mingle together, and it's all going to be a domino effect. One situation will lead to another, to another, to another, and it'll expose everybody. What we've been witnessing, as far as I'm concerned anyways, it's just a prep. Everybody's been prepped. It's been quite a gentle process, to be fair. And like I say, in hindsight, if it had been dropped, all this information would have been dropped back in 2020 at that particular point in time. Even now, we've just had the bloody Jubilee in Britain, and there's still millions of flag waving royal adorers out there, isn't there, unfortunately, and their minds would absolutely flip. They do say there's a percentage of anything between 5 and 15% who just aren't even going to be able to assimilate the information, even when it's on the television. They're just not going to be able to get it. But the vast majority will get it, and more people are waking up on a daily basis. And I can testify to this because my friends and family, I've had so many inboxes over the last couple of years from cousins, aunties, uncles, friends, ex-co-workers, wanting to know what's going on. So they must now start to believe in me on some of the things and some of the seeds I've planted with them. So yeah, we carry on planting seeds, we carry on doing our bit. It's far from over, and everybody who's not awake, who are gonna be suffering, they're gonna be suffering big time, and they're gonna want answers. So there'll be no I told you so's, because to be honest with you, there's no need for the told you so's. We're gonna be moving into a new world. All the ego side of us needs to be stripped right down bare if we are to learn lessons from our past history. Anyway, like I do say, ramble on I do, ramblings of a madman. So I'm going to sign off now, ladies and gentlemen. I just hope somewhere in the information that I've rambled on about there, that it makes a bit of sense to you. Anyway, love, light and peace to each and every one of us, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, speak to you all soon.